I'm David Nichols. I have the privilege today of speaking with a couple of our women's soccer players. We have a junior from Birmingham, Alabama, Lauren Smith, and we have a sophomore from Tupelo, and Katie Taylor. And girls, thanks for your time today. And first of all, congratulations on an outstanding season thus far. Still have some ways to go. At what point, Katie, did you kind of know this was going to be maybe a special season? Was it in spring practice, preseason? At what point did you know this was a special group?
I think definitely the moment we all got back from preseason, like even before we started practice, just the atmosphere, everyone was so excited, everyone had put so much effort in this summer, and so I think from the very beginning we knew the season was going to be different.
And Lauren, what about you? Was there a specific moment that you thought, we've got a shot to really be a special group this season?
I agree. It was definitely like preseason. All the new people that came in, they're just really good. I was even thinking, dang, I'm going to be sitting on the bench. So when you're bringing in people that good, you know it's going to be a special season.
Both of y'all have had a good year individually, but I think you'd agree it's more about the team going forward. Just kind of take us behind the scenes a little bit of this team. Who would you say is like the funniest person on the team? Lauren, who's the funniest person on the team?
Oh.
Is it you?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not me. I don't know.
Is anybody funny?
It's like Lindsay and Lexi together are pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a good
Jane
one.
Ann.
So those are pretty fun. Okay. See, those are people that I wouldn't have thought of. Who would you say is like the hardest worker on the team, Katie?
Oh, that's a good one. Honestly, everyone, but if I had to narrow it down just to someone who performs, I'd say Lauren Kate is always pushing through every practice, giving 110%. We can always count on that.
And Lauren, is there somebody on the team that's like the inspirational leader, like somebody that you go and gets tough, this is who we look to kind of get us going in those moments?
I know when I'm struggling on the field, I kind of look to Caitlin just because she is such like a powerful influence on the team, but she always like brings us together as a group, and she'll either give us a pep talk before the game, or if we've gone down a goal, she brings us all together and she gives us another speech. But I just kind of look to her. It may not be the nicest words all the time, but it gets the job done.
I got you. Well, good. Well, I just always am interested by that kind of stuff because that's stuff that we don't see on a day. You know, we see the games and we see the stuff on the website, but those personalities, it's really fun to see. Well, you guys have had a great year. For those that haven't been following it as closely, finished second in the conference this season in the tournament. I know that's kind of a driving force for you guys, but the #1 seed in the NCAA South region, what was that like to see your name pop up on the TV, Katie, knowing that you guys were #1 seed going into the tournament?
Oh, I felt like a superstar. I was like, this team, like we have it. Like this is a special team. It was, I don't want to say we deserve it because, I mean, we don't deserve anything, you know, we have to work for it all, but it was well earned. It was awesome.
And Lauren, the Gulf South Conference is such a difficult league. Only 6 teams out of the South region make the tournament. 4 of them coming from this conference. What does it mean that you guys are the top seed out of even that group of 4 going into the tournament?
It's pretty crazy. I think I wasn't really expecting it. I was like, why are we we had a party, and I was like, I don't know why we're having this party.
Pizza and everything.
I know.
That's why you had the party, is for the pizza.
I know, but I was thinking to myself, we need to do this every year if this is the kind of thing that we're going to get. I was like, this is awesome. I was really surprised.
And then throughout the Gulf South Conference season, how does that prepare you, Lauren, for the tournament? It seems like every week you've got a tough match no matter who it is in the conference. There's obviously some teams that are near the bottom of the standings, but how do you think that's going to prepare you for the NCAA tournament, knowing that you've had a tough season, you know, each week, each match, every week this season?
I think us playing the tougher teams is going to help us as we go into the tournament, because obviously we're not going to be playing those easy teams anymore. Every team's going to get harder and harder to beat. But I also think that us playing the easier teams still helps you because it allows you to work on things that you need to be doing while you're playing the harder teams.
And Katie, what do you think about that? This seems like one of the toughest leagues in the country. That's got to help you going forward.
Oh, it definitely does. And I think looking back on our wins, like when we beat West Florida in season, they were #5 in the country, and just kind of like, hey, we did that. Like, we can do this. We are top of the country. I mean, we're a #1 seed in this league, and that's just crazy to me.
And so, kind of historically, this is the 20th year of women's soccer at Mississippi College. I'm not even sure if you're aware of that, but the 20th year. Coach Longaball's been here every season. When you look at that, and you're the first team that's going to the NCAA tournament, whether we were Division III, now in Division II, What does that mean, kind of leaving a legacy going forward, Lauren?
Well, I didn't know that.
Now you do.
So
now what?
I don't know. They kept telling us that it was a big deal, and I guess I didn't really understand it because I was like, well, maybe we've been here before, but it's cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, it's first ever. Anytime there's only one first time, right? There's only one first time ever when it comes to that. And so, Katie, when you go forward, when you're long gone and you've played here and you kind of come back, you can always say, to me, that's a cool thing that you can come back and say, hey, we were the first team that ever went. Say we go on and win national championships, this year, obviously, but then moving forward, you'll be able to come back and say, hey, we were part of the first team that did that.
I think you definitely have to have a starting point somewhere, and I think this group has set a great example of what is to come from Mississippi College and the tone that we want to set, and we're not just that new team in the GSC anymore. Like, we're here to stay and make an impact and make a name for ourselves.
So preparations this week for the NCAA tournament. We're playing, not sure who we're playing yet. It's going to be either West Florida or North Alabama, two teams familiar with. Beat West Florida a couple times. North Alabama got us. Have there been any kind of different preparations this week going into this match than there would be for, say, just a regular season match, Lauren?
Well, UNA is one of the only teams that has a turf field, so we've been practicing on the football field this week to help us prepare for that.
So that's been a little bit different. Katie, anything? If y'all tried to keep it as normal as possible, even though it's the national tournament, obviously you want to try to keep it maybe as calm and normal as possible so you don't try to play outside of yourself.
Yeah, I think after the loss in the championship game, we're just trying to keep the energy high because our season isn't over. So the locker room has been very energetic. Like Smithy said, we're on the turf, practicing, getting ready for that turf. But I think mostly our mindsets is a little not normal because this is new for us. So we're trying to figure out how to prepare it as well as we can. But just keep spirits high and the energy high is what we're trying to do right now.
Okay, so enough soccer. Lauren, what's your major? And you're from Birmingham. What are you majoring in at MC?
I'm majoring in biomedical sciences.
Okay, so you're smart. So what is your plan going forward after soccer's done, and what do you want to do with bio? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to go? What would you like to do?
I want to be a physician's assistant, so I don't actually want to go to med school.
Okay.
But I didn't want to do just the biology degree.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well, that sounds. Katie, what about you? What's your major at MC?
Well, I'm pre-law.
Okay.
Which is a little different than what I was doing. I went from science to pre-law.
Yeah.
But future-wise, I would love to play maybe overseas for a year with soccer. I mean, if my body lets me. We'll see how we are at that point. But after that, I think pre-law, just going to law school and, I don't know, just going from there.
Okay. Well, thank you all for stopping by, and good luck in the tournament this weekend. We'll all be rooting for you. And again, thanks for taking the time out.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.